Welcome to the Team Lawson channel. I'm Mike.
I'm Theresa, and we're millennials and we're making it. On our channel, we discuss all things that meet within the intersection of millennial marriage and special needs parenting.
We want to create a community that's both inclusive and encouraging.
Before we get any further in the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's our goal to reach 1,000 subscribers before we make our year channel anniversary. Yeah, that.
Also, don't forget to hit the like and the like button and notification bell to show the algorithm that you think we're awesome.
And join the rest of the Team Lawson family on our Facebook page at Team Lawson or on Instagram at Team Lawson 225. So,
What happened to another fucker? That's not what you said.
I probably just skipped over it. So today we're going to do like a top 3 or 5, I don't know how many there are, of the top scariest things that have happened to us while we were parenting. We'll start with your first one because I don't even remember
Scariest thing?
Huh? Scariest things. Remember you said about the socket?
Oh, Mason.
Okay. Tell the story. You have to tell the story of how I told you because I don't remember.
I was at work. I don't know if Mason...
Okay, this is the first thing. Go ahead.
I was at work and I don't know if Mason stuck a fork or a spoon or something in the socket and she shocked herself. And you started panicking about that. And then when I got home, you had told me about it, and it looked like your nerves were still bad afterwards, but
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, it happened.
Okay. Okay, this one happened when Macy was walking. She probably was around 20 months old, but not quite 2 years old yet. And she has this thing of, when your children are smaller, moms, just heads up, you're never going to be able to pee by yourself anymore because, you as an adult going behind a closed door while your child is awake is treasonous. And so I went into the bathroom. Macy opened the door and came into the bathroom, and she was sitting on the floor in front of me in the bathroom, but she was just out of arm's reach. I was peeing on the toilet, and she picked up a bobby pin off of the floor, and I went to flush the toilet, and the toilet made a noise. And so she instinctively put her hands over her ears. This is before we knew she was autistic, but she still had issues with none. She put her hands over her ears with the bobby pin in between her finger, and she pressed it so hard that the bobby pin poked a hole in her eardrum. And I'm watching her do this, and there's nothing I can do. She was just out of arm's reach. And I screamed. Well, she screamed and started howling first, and then I screamed and started howling. And Michael runs. He's like, "What happened? What's going on?" And I'm like, "She poked a hole in her ear. She stick the bobby pin through her eardrum," and she's screaming and hollering. Now, by the time we figured out we're gonna have to take her to urgent care, she has calmed down now. She's fine because her ear has probably stopped hurting, where it's not hurting nearly as bad now. And so we get her to urgent care, and the doctor was like, "Yeah, it looks like it's all bloody. It looks like she poked a hole right through her eardrum." And he was like, "She's going to have to get these drops, and they're expensive." And so he goes and he's getting all these coupons. He's like, "If this don't work, try this one. If this don't work, try this one. You may be able to use these two together." Because these drops were expensive. We had decent insurance at the time, so with our insurance, it was the cheapest way to go to get the drops, but it was still $230 for these drops. And then we had to take her to our primary care physician because we had to follow up with them so he could check her ear. And he was like, "Yeah, it looks like she probably poked a hole in her eardrum. We'll just keep washing it, and then you'll have to get her hearing checked." What? To make sure she can hear later. But her hearing is apparently fine. So, yeah.
I think for me is when I accidentally poked her in the eye that day. I was trying to take something from her, and I
What?
thought I poked her eye out because I felt my hand go in there.
Oh, well, eyes are squishy. What were you trying to take from her?
She ran and jumped in our bed and covered herself up, and I was trying to take the cover off, but my hand went. I guess I was moving so fast. I ended up poking her, and I was like, "Oh,
Did she cry?
Did she? I thought I tore her eye up. I almost cried, man. I left her alone after that.
She could have whatever she had. What did she have?
I don't know what she had. I know I still took it, but that was scary for me. I thought I poked her eye out because I felt my hand go in there. So I was like, man, I poked my daughter eye out.
Okay, so this is probably the most terrified I have been as a parent. I was going to take out the trash. And I opened the door because I had 2 bags of trash, and Macy was standing by the door. And I had the 2 bags of pans, and we're both walking to the door. And there's like our kitchen connect was like I had to walk through the living room to get out of the door. And so I had to walk through the living room, which is carpeted, and I noticed that one of the bags was leaking. So I turned around to put that bag down. I was like, I'll just come back and get that one. And I turned back around, and Maisie was gone. Like, she was just absolutely gone. She had just left. And so I stopped for a second. It's like time stopped just for a second. So, and she was probably like 2, almost 3 at this point.
Mm.
So I stopped for a second and I called her name to make sure she didn't go upstairs because the door wasn't open all the way and she could have went up the stairwell. And I was like, she's not up the stairs. So I peeped out of the door and I didn't see her. And we were staying in an apartment at that time. And so I was like, I didn't even know where to go. So I started yelling her name. She's not answering. And she rarely answered her name. At best, we could get her to turn around. That's just the thing with autism. She's not going to be like, yeah, what? That's just not what she does. At best, she may come to you or turn her head, but she's not going to say, yes, ma'am, or anything like that. So, and she was 2 at the time, so she wasn't doing a whole lot of talking anyway. And so I am running. Like, and for whatever reason, a thought occurred to me. We take this walk every day around the apartment complex. Well, let me go the path that we normally go. Maybe that's where she's going. And so I'm running and I don't see her. I'm like, how did she get away that fast? I'm running I do not see her anywhere. And we stay nearly to the back of the apartment complex. I can see to the front of the apartment complex, but I don't see her. And so I'm running as fast as I can. And finally I see somebody and they step out and I'm like, oh, she went that way. Ma'am, you didn't think for you to stop the child running unattended? No? Okay. So I go the way that the lady pointed. Macy has run from the back of the apartment complex all the way to the front to try to get to the stop sign. If you know my child, she loves stop signs. Loves stop signs. So, most of the time she was running to the front of the apartment complex. She was running through the building, so she wasn't in any traffic. But at this point, she had gotten to the point where the out and incoming traffic would have been at the front stop sign. And there was a lady who was parked on right by the gate on the opposite of the drive where cars were coming up and down. And Macy was just getting ready to run in front of a car. And the lady saw her and saw me running and ran out and stopped her. And I could have died. I literally felt like I died. It was awful. And so I'm fussing at her the whole time. And she has the nerve to cry because she didn't get to the stop sign. The audacity to be mad at me because I wouldn't let her go to the stop sign. She does so much better now. Like, I was thinking about that the other day where she can unbuckle herself out of the car seat and get out of the car by herself now. We have to put the child locks on. Well, we stopped to go to the Dollar General and I'm sitting in the front seat of the car and she unbuckled herself and I'm like, the child lock's on, fine, whatever. And so I'm doing something, getting ready to get out of the car. You know, moms, we got 3,000 things before we can get out of the car, plus face masks now. And so I'm probably getting face masks or something and I hear the door open. She's opening the door in the back. I'm like, oh no, she's about to run off. She closes the door, walks over to the front of the door and opens the door for me and just waits patiently. That is 3 or 4 years of ABA training at work because any Macy 3 or 4 years ago would have run off and gone in the middle of the street. Still the most terrifying thing that has ever happened. Now the most terrifying thing that she does is you just never know what she's going to say in front of people. Anything else scary happen with you?
And she threw that weight off the stove. And broke the laptop.
You didn't see that though.
Yeah, that still could have been one of our heads though.
Well, you can't think of nothing else? Nothing else scary happened?
No, that was the most scary what you just said. That's what I was going to say next.
When she ran out?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord. But God is faithful. Somehow she's still alive. Right. That's all we got for you guys. You can get in contact with us through our Google number at 505-252-0531. Call us with your questions and topic ideas. You can also email us at resno Team Lawson 225 at
gmail.com.
gmail.com. Comment down below. And we'll see you in the next video.
God bless you.